Did you know that fire in the Bible represents not just destruction, but transformation? From Moses to the apostles, fire was the ultimate test of faith, a symbol of struggle and triumph. But what if I told you that just like gold is refined by fire, so is your destiny? Stay tuned to uncover how the fires of the Bible are igniting victories even in your life today. The Bible is filled with powerful images of fire, each one representing a critical moment of trial, purification, or divine intervention. Fire is both a source of fear and an agent of change. Throughout Scripture, we see people face unimaginable challenges, only to rise stronger from the flames. Today, we'll explore 3 key stories where fire played a central role in transforming lives and revealing God's purpose. These fires illustrate various aspects of God's nature, His presence, His judgment, and His process of refining His people. Let's dive in to see how these ancient lessons can fuel your journey through struggles toward triumph. We begin with Moses. Imagine wandering in the wilderness and suddenly seeing a bush engulfed in flames but not burning up. God appeared to Moses through this miraculous fire in Exodus chapter 3, verses 2-4. Moses struggled with feelings of inadequacy, afraid he wasn't the right man for the job. But this fire wasn't meant to destroy. It was a beacon calling Moses to his destiny. Through faith, Moses embraced his divine calling, leading the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt. Just like Moses, the flames in our lives can signify God preparing us for greater purposes. Sometimes what looks like a crisis is actually a divine calling. The fire here represents God's presence, a holy encounter that sparks transformation. Next, we find ourselves in Babylon, where Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into a blazing furnace for refusing to bow down to an idol. Imagine the fear they must have felt, but their faith in God was unwavering. They said, "Our God is able to save us, but even if He doesn't, we will not bow." The fire was real, the heat was intense, and escape seemed impossible. But what happened? God didn't keep them from entering the fire, but He met them in the fire. Miraculously, they emerged from the furnace without a single burn. The king himself was astonished and declared the power of their God to the nation. This teaches us that our faith, when tested, can bring forth unimaginable triumphs. This fire represents God's judgment, separating the faithful from the faithless and proving His power even in the face of persecution. Fast forward to the New Testament, after Jesus' resurrection, where fire once again appeared in a life-altering way. During Pentecost, tongues of fire descended on the apostles, empowering them to speak in different languages and boldly proclaim the gospel. Prior to this, the apostles were fearful and uncertain of what was next. They had faced the loss of their leader, Jesus, and weren't sure if they could carry on His mission. The fire that came upon them transformed their fear into boldness, igniting a movement that changed the world. Sometimes it's through the fire of difficulty that we're empowered for greatness. This fire symbolizes God's refining process, where He purifies and strengthens His people for their divine purpose. What do these stories teach us about fire, struggle, and victory? Moses teaches us that sometimes fire is the call to a new purpose. Our struggles could be the starting point of a divine mission, representing God's presence calling us higher. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego remind us that faith in the fire brings forth miraculous deliverance. When you're facing an impossible situation, the fire could be testing and revealing God's power, representing God's judgment. Pentecost shows that fire is not just about trial, but also empowerment. God uses the flames of adversity to equip us for our next season, representing God's refining process. Every fire in your life has a purpose. Whether you're being refined like gold, called like Moses, tested like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, or empowered like the apostles, God uses these fires to shape your destiny. So the next time you face struggles, remember, the fire is not your end, it's your transformation. These fires showcase God's presence, judgment, and refining process, leading to both personal and spiritual triumph. Share in the comments how you've seen God use the fires in your life for good. If you're going through one right now, keep the faith, because triumph is on the other side. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on faith, struggle, and victory.